not angry about that, but I'm just being very honest with you. That is why the condition of the kids is that they are so proud of going to prestigious schools, but they don't know anything about running anything. They just know how to look good, smell good, walk very good, very proud. But when you get to the real life, they don't know nothing. They cannot survive. They will get stressed. Grades 69 or 70. Lagi naman tiyan ko. Why? Because we train them to rely on the grades. We don't train them to rely on a trade. This is a field of business. That is why I encourage young kids. Kita mo sa kadto kang assignment yun ha. Lakat ka mo sa baligyan lansang sa mga Chinese. Sinong gabantay da sa kaira?
Pinoy.
Bata na. Ang bata na, 5 years old. I went to Kinos. I don't know if you know that. Di niya plugging, ha? Pero taga-kadto ko na ta sa una sa Robinson. Ang ga-serve da kape, bata. I think 7 years old.
Bata
or 8.
niya.
Kadulong na sa sang kape. Gambal na good morning. They teach children in young age because they want their children to be prepared in life. They don't prepare their children for education because let me be honest with you once again.
Tama.
Education doesn't mean anything. Pastor, hindi ko na-graduate. Yes, I understand. But there's so many people who graduated that has no job. And let me tell you, to defend the other side, there's also many people that had not graduated that had very good jobs, very good work, because they know the trade. Pastor, kabaligya na fishbowl, utod ko tagatapos na yung Brian, 2,000 na yung income. Duwan na oras ang obra. Ikaw yan, at-stress ka na da. Ang sweldo mo, 500 lang. You understand what I mean? Because you never want to know the trade. Who among you wants hard work? None. Why would we get hard work? Pastor, nga kung tatay, karpentero. Wala mo karpentero, man ko. Jesus was a carpenter. He liked that work. Why? Because it's a trade that is being passed. That's why fathers teach your children not just to be educated, but teach your children some crafts that they would learn from. This is skills. That's why Paul or Saul here later on in his life had get this idea and had survived the ministry because he was not just preaching the gospel, teaching the people, but he knows how to get money from. Kapalo sa mangita, kwarta, kagaman, tent maker siya. Now, it is arguably, could be argued that how we see tent making, but there are some scholars that believe that because the family of Paul is making tents could be interpreted two ways. And let me get into your study, but let me just say two things. First is the tent of the Pharisees, or ang ilan na pala ginasuksok, ang iba ginambal na pastor, literal gina yung tent na ginaobra ni Saul sa una. So, I will leave that with that because this is historically being challenged. But the idea is very clear. Saul, how to know and how to find money in the ancient world because he knows some skills. Kabalusas ang ginatawag skills. Kanami isang kuwan ni Saul, no? Alam, nami eskulahan, nami ang pamilya, may nabalaan pa. Dupuno ng tanan sa iya. He was so filled as a human beings in the things that you could achieve in the world. He was full with that. He sat under a great teacher. He was also under a great teacher, man named Gamaliel. Gamaliel, as we had discussed last couple of months, is the beauty of the law. Gamaliel was the interpretation of the law during the times of Jesus. He was a man that is really profitable in understanding the book of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. So he was a student. He was a disciple of Gamaliel. Isn't that wonderful too? Gamaliel was so profound that he was so known even in the Roman world as one of the most influential people during those times. And Paul or Saul was sitting with him. He has a good teacher. Saul, by the way, after that, even he was so full of everything that he could have, he has a mission. And his mission was simple, is to reap and to tear the church. We had read that in the book of Acts chapter 8. Ang purpose ni Saul sa iyang kabuhi, gusto niya gubon, kabisiun, kagtungaon ang simbahan. Let me just give a quick background for those of you who had not been here for the last couple of months. The first chapter or the first verses in the book of Acts chapter 8, the preceding verses of that, introduce to us the death